send my kid to school. In the morning, sometimes things get so crazy, she runs out behind, and she's like, I gotta go, Dad, bye. And I don't always get to say, I love you. I don't remember if I said that to Jamie yesterday morning. Jamie was such a special kid. All of the kids here are. What is unfathomable is Jamie took a bullet and is dead. I don't know what I do next. My wife is home. We are broken. But I can tell you, don't tell me there's no such thing as gun violence. It happened in Parkland. I love all of you, and I just want to say to all of you kids, when you look at us parents like we are crazy, like we are trying too hard to protect you, like we're trying too hard to tell you what not to do, where not to go, and you think we are being a pain, just remember, it's because we love you, and we never want to go through the tragedy of losing you. I love everyone out here. I thank you all for your outpouring of support. I also want to say to the media here, I respect and appreciate that you all have a job to do. However, there are many of us who are grieving. It's not the right time, and I hope you can respect that. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak to all of you. Parents, love your kids, hold your kids, kiss your kids, and don't ever, ever miss the chance to tell them how much you love them. I love all of you.
We also have the family of Max, who we lost yesterday here. And next, I'll be turning it over to Rabbi Yossi Denberg.
We are soon going to light a candle. In the book of Proverbs, we find these words: the soul of a man is the candle of God. Imagine that. A candle reminds us of a soul. So when an innocent soul, pure and holy, like the souls of those 17 individuals, were taken away, they leave behind a dark void. So we replenish the light with the flame of a candle. But there is more. King Solomon declares the light of the righteous will rejoice. Our souls are God's gift to humanity, a gift that is an eternal ray of divine light. When souls are snatched away, they are sad. So when a friend or even a stranger decides to add some light to the gloom, the soul of our loved ones naturally delights in the effort. At that moment, they recognize that someone misses their glow and is not allowing the world to forget them. As we are about to light not one candle but thousands, I would like to share a deeply spiritual and mystical thought. A room can be filled with many candles, creating many flames, but there will only be a single light in the room. There are many souls here tonight, but we all share one life and one world. Because no matter what color or shape the candle is, the flame's color does not change. No matter what color or shape the body is, the color of the soul of your soul is unaffected. Nor is the size of the flame determined by the size of the candle. As such, a young person does not necessarily have a small soul. When a single soul, a young soul, a single candle ignites thousands of others, it doesn't lose the slightest amount of its own original light. And when it is surrounded, as we are tonight, by thousands of other souls, thousands of other candles, it casts an even more powerful glow. The souls of those whom we have lost, as we see now, have already ignited many other souls. Our souls and those who are across the nation stand with us in grief, prayer, solidarity, and hope. May the light you have unleashed tonight be instrumental in banishing any further darkness from our world forever.
Hello, my name is Julia Cordover, and Stoneman Douglas has been my second home for almost 4 years. Home is where the heart is, and yesterday my heart was broken. My home away from home was attacked brutally and tragically. As senior class president, I am here to show our strength and ability to rebound. This is our home, and this is where we will not be intimidated by evil. We have amazing students, awesome administrators, and incredible teachers. Everyone at Stoneman Douglas carries a special place in my heart. I feel weak thinking about my beloved high school and this tragedy occurring. When I heard the gunshots, I was in denial that this was real and there was an active shooter on our campus. It seems surreal, and my heart burns for those who lost a loved one. MSD has been a place of warmth and positivity for me. Words cannot describe my sorrow for the lives that have been lost. I am in total mourning of my fellow students and faculty who deserve nothing but peace and serenity. The administration has been the best support system through the years. Together, we must love, and we must pray for Stoneman Douglas, pray for Parkland, and pray for America. Changes need to start with us. We need to come together and be there for each other. So, if everyone can put their hands over their heart and feel that spark that still burns inside, and together in our community, we create a flame. And that flame will bring that light, even in the darkest of days. See the light, be the light, stay positive, stay passionate, stay proud. Go Eagles, go Parkland. So now I'm going to read the 17 names of the victims. Carmen Centrum, Meadow Pollock, Peter Wing, Nicholas Dwart, Mr. Christopher Hickson, Mr. Aaron Feiss, Luke Oyer, Elena Petty, Jamie Guttenberg, Martin Duque, Alyssa Al-Hadef, Helena Ramsey, Mr. Scott Beagle, Joaquin Oliver, Kara Logren, Gina Montalto, and Alexander Schachter.
Chaim, Kora Brachot, source of life, source of blessing, our Creator, we pray. Grant a perfect rest under your tabernacle of peace to the victims of the massacre at Stoneman Douglas High School. Children whose lives were cut off by violence, all who fell at the hand of anger, a rampage beyond our understanding. The future was severed, hopes, joys, and dreams lost to brutality. May the souls be bound up in the bond of eternal life. A living blessing in our midst, we pray, dear God. May they rest in peace.
God of mercy, remember too the survivors of this attack, parents, sisters, and brothers, witnesses of shock, horror, and dismay. Ease their suffering and release their trauma. Grant them endurance to survive, strength to rebuild, faith to mourn, and courage to heal, so that they recover lives of joy and wonder.
Remember the families and friends of the dead and the bereaved with comfort and consolation. Grant them your protection, dear God, your wholeness and healing. May they find hope and grace.
Heavenly Guide, source of love, guard our children. Grant them your shelter and solace, blessing and renewal. Put an end to anger, hatred, and fear, and lead us to a time when no one will suffer at the hand of another, speedily in our day.
Our city's collective heart today is extremely heavy, but I would like you all to look around and notice one thing about the city of Parkland. We are a community that loves one another, that has incredible parents, teachers, children. Look around. We will always remember February 14th, 2018 at 2:35 p.m. What happened at that moment will forever be in our hearts. We will not forget it. We will always remember it. But let me make this clear. Our kids are amazing. Our eagles will soar, and we are Parkland proud. And thank you all for being here. And I would like to introduce the rest of our commission. Commissioner Grace Solomon, Commissioner Ken Cutler, and Commissioner Bob Mayerson.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Stacey Kagan. What Parkland means to me is it means family. We are a family together. This community is special because we are a family. When during times like this, we need to lean on our family and lean on each other. You boys in the front, you guys are family members. Back there, you're family members. Back there, you're family members. So look around and see your family members and come together as a family, because that's how we're going to get through this. And we are going to get through this. We support each other. We have each other's backs. We look out for each other, and we help each other. And we're going to combat hate with love, because that is how you make hate go away, is love. And there's enough people here and enough love here to make that happen. We need to honor those that are no longer here by loving the ones that are and checking in with each other. Each one of us has our own struggle and our own story. But it doesn't matter. What matters is how we treat each other. Next week, with the support of our local representatives in Tallahassee, We are going to go to Tallahassee next week. We're going to be publishing the dates, and we need every mom and every dad and every kid to show up there and stand together, not just Parkland. I mean Weston, I mean Boca, I mean Dade County, I mean everyone. I mean the parents of Sandy Hook. It's time to say enough. This is enough. I want to know that it's safe to send my kid to school. Enough is enough. And now for all you kids out there, we have Anthony Rizzo here because he wants to talk to you and he wants to tell you how to be strong and how to get through this. And he's going to talk to us as soon as the rest of the commissioners talk. Hang in there, guys. We love you and we're here for you.
Hi, everybody. Ken Cutler. I'm going to cede my time to Mr. Rizzo because I want him to talk to you. I want you to listen to him because I know he has great words of wisdom. I want to give a shout out to the administrators, to the people at the school, and to the teachers for everything that they did the other day. They were amazingly brave people. Amazing. My wife was in a closet for 2.5 hours keeping kids safe, and I know there are a lot of stories like that, and you all should be very proud of them. Also, our first responders were on site immediately. They were amazing. Absolutely amazing. Be strong, Parkland. Be proud, Parkland. We will get through this together. Thank you.
Come home to Parkland for what should be everybody's first concern. And that's showing our kids out there, the students of Stoneman Douglas and Broward County and all over the country, that we care about their lives and about their future. I've been very impressed with talking to the students and how they're taking care of each other and how they're coming together. I'm so grateful to the teachers, the coaches, the administration, and all the first responders who tried to protect them. I am only who I am because of this community. And I just want all of you to know how proud I am to be part of this community. I want you to know that you're not alone in your grief. We're all grieving with you. The entire country is grieving with you. So whatever comfort I can give, I will give. Whatever support I can offer to our students, teachers, coaches, and families, and first responders, you'll have it. I went to Stoneman Douglas. I grew up in Stoneman Douglas. I played on those fields. I went to those classes. I studied in those classrooms. The same school we saw in videos yesterday for all the wrong reasons. We see this on TV too often. I feel like it's all the time. It is. There's a cycle to it. We get horrified that this violence is inflicted in our kids. We get angry that there's nothing we can do and nothing's done about it. And then we ultimately get immune and move on to something else. But then it happens in our own town, in your own school, or the movie theater, or a nightclub, or a church. And we realize it could happen to us in our safe and tight-knit community, Parkland. In fact, there are a lot of communities out there that know exactly what we're going through right now and have to relive these moments again and again. Look, I'm a baseball player, but I'm also an American. I'm a Floridian, and I'm a Parklander for life. And while I don't have all the answers, I know that something has to change before this is visited on another community and another community and another community. But I will make one plea to all the teachers and coaches and parents, and especially the students of Parkland. This just happened yesterday. And I promise you, we're going to be mourning, grieving, and a bit broken for a while. We're human. Maybe a long while. But I promise the camera's going to move on. The demands of everyday life will intrude again. Classes will start again. The seasons are going to change, and the sun is going to rise. And all we'll have left is each other. We don't know who's hiding their clutched sadness or feelings of guilt and loneliness, or who needs help and is too proud or afraid to ask. So we have to be there for each other. We have to cope with our pain, and we have to live each other's pain. We have to be the best possible versions of ourselves. Teachers need to be there for all the students in the most critical times right now. Parents and kids, you need to be there for your teachers because they love you so much and unconditionally, and you'll never, ever understand it. Nor will I, nor will any of us. If I could stand up here and speak for love and kindness and compassion, then I think we should all be able to do that as one. Thank you all. God bless, and I love you.
I really have no real words to say. As I see everybody out here, I feel like over the last 15 years of my service for the city of Parkland, we all grew up together. We built this town together. Parkland was built on neighbor and neighbor loving each other. And we need to keep showing that spirit, and we need to keep the togetherness so that we can move forward. We suffered a horrendous act of murderous violence, but we're going to rebound. And we're going to rebound, and we're going to come together with the help of all of our neighbors. And when I say that, we have people here, we have neighbors from other cities, all our city leaders are here, and they're going to help the city of Parkland. Thank you. We have our state leadership flew into town. Our state leaders are all here, and they're going to help the city of Parkland. We have our congressional people in town from our federal government in Washington. They're here, and they're going to help the city of Parkland. Sheriff Scott Israel, he's here. God bless you, and God bless the first responders that have helped the city of Parkland and that will continue to help the city of Parkland. God bless our first responders. They ran in. As we ran out, they ran in. Thank you, and God bless the city of Parkland. This happened in one of our schools, a place of safety, a place of teaching, a place of learning. Ty Thompson, you're going to help us recover. God bless the Stoneman Douglas High School family. Thank you. Our school board, Chair Osgood, Bartleman, Patty Good, Abby, Lori Levinson, and Superintendent Bob Runcie, please come up. You're going to help us recover. Thank you.
We stand here united, this school board, to share our anger, our grief, our pain for the victims and their families. We want to acknowledge the great work the first responders that came onto the scene has done. But the very, very first responders in this school were the teachers, our coaches, administrators who stepped up. Some of them gave their lives for our children so that they can move on and have a future and minimize the tragedy that has occurred. Those lives should not be lost in vain. Those lives are telling us that now is the time for us to do something different. Our children are writing to us. They're telling us, school board members, community, elected officials, now is the time for us to enact some common sense gun laws in this country. The New York Times reported today that since Sandy Hook, there have been 400 victims of 200 school shootings. We have to stop this from occurring in America. We cannot let our community be defined by this tragedy. There's a law in quantum physics that says every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This week, we saw the worst in humanity. Tomorrow, we are going to see the best in humanity. We're going to see what defines Parkland. It's not this tragedy. It's going to be how we come together to recover from this tragedy. We stand here united as a school board to let you know that we are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we can pull through this, that we will work with you, our faculty, to make sure that our families and our students are getting the support and interventions that are needed. We love you all. We're here for you. We're here for the journey. We know this is going to take a long time, but we're here and we're going to pull through it together. Thank you. God bless you. And we love you, Parkland, Coral Springs.
Peace be upon you all. I was looking at the parents, and I have an 11-month-old son. And to stand here and claim that I understand the pain that they're going through, having a 12-year-old, thinking of how much I put into my 11-month-old child, I cannot imagine how much you're going through. But what I can share with you, and what everyone can share with you tonight, is the unity that we are showing. The unity that Americans have the courage to come here and show just a day after someone took lives of 17 people. I represent the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Muslims who believe in the Messiah, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad. 2 members of our community were in the attack yesterday, and one of them shared with me that the shooter tried to open the door while he was in the classroom. But thanks to God, the teacher has locked the classroom door before he came in. So our prayers goes to the teachers who responded, as the board just mentioned earlier. The Khalifa of Islam, Mirza Masroor Ahmad, our spiritual leader, tells us that in order for there to be peace, there needs to be justice in every sector of society. And for these lives to be taken, it's utter injustice, and no one should have the right to take the lives of other people that doesn't belong to him or her. So tonight, tomorrow, and every other night, every other day, let's continue praying for the departed souls, for the families and friends and relatives and even for the injured ones. Let's not let the prayers end tonight. Let's continue to pray every day, every night. And as Muslims, the largest Muslim organization in this country, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, we want to assure you that we are standing shoulder to shoulder with you tonight. And thank you very much for coming out tonight, and let's continue the prayers. Thank you so much.
Good evening. There are more people here tonight than live in the city of Parkland by far. Susan and I raised our triplets here. We lived here for 20 years, and like everyone else, we are hurting and hurting bad. No parent should ever have to bury a child. Dr. King once said that we all got here on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. Community, we're in this with you. You're in there with us. To the families, I don't even know what to say. I hope God provides you with some small bit of comfort. This is a wicked, evil act. Elie Wiesel said when talking about the Holocaust, never again. Never again. I can't predict what evil people will do, but I can tell you this. As your sheriff, I will implement the full powers of the office, of the Broward Sheriff's Office. My friends who came with me here tonight, elected officials, and they have no choice, but we will introduce common sense gun laws that make our streets safer. If you're an elected official and you want to keep things the way they are and not do things differently, if you want to keep the gun laws as they are now, you will not get reelected in Broward County. Words are hard. It's troubling. It's troubling times. But I can tell you this. I've spoken with Congressman Deutsch today. I've spoken with legislators. Thank you all for coming down today. I spoke to people who live in Tallahassee and people who live in Washington, D.C. I understand people have constitutional rights. I defend those rights each and every day. If you post something on the internet and you post graphic pictures of violence, of bombs, of guns, if you talk on Twitter about hurting people, deputy sheriffs and police officers in this country must have the right to come into your home and bring you to a medical health facility. People who are mentally ill, they have rights. I understand that, and this great community in Parkland understands that. But their rights are no greater than kids who go to school with backpacks and pencils. They come first. I just want to turn to the clergy. I want to thank you all for being here. This community needs you all more than ever before. To my wife, Susan, who's here, to my triplets, I love them as you all love your families. But my most passionate message of the night is to the families who lost loved ones. This community, we won't be there for them today and tomorrow and the next day. We'll be there 3 months from now when they need us most. Everybody's there now. But make sure we call them all the time. Make sure we keep them in our prayers, but make sure we're having conversations and being part of what they are. To the children out there in Parkland, you look up to us, you look up to your sheriff, you look up to police officers to keep you safe. And I will do everything again to just do that. And ladies and gentlemen, to the Coral Springs Fire and Police Departments, to Parkland, to Pembroke Pines, to all our first responders. God bless you.
To my friends in Parkland, a lot of people across America didn't know much about our community until now. And when they've turned on their TV, in every interview they've heard, in every act of loving kindness they've seen, in every way that this community is standing with one another at this difficult time, what they've learned is what all of us know in our hearts. This is a remarkably special place. And to the families who lost loved ones yesterday, the sheriff is so right that this community and South Florida will be with you, will grieve with you, will cry with you, and will stand with you. But I have one last thing to say. Everyone I've spoken to, from PTA moms to the students, from council commission members to members of the clergy, everyone has given me the same message, which is, while we grieve today, what we desperately need is to never accept what happened in our community as normal, and to take action to ensure that it doesn't happen in any other community in America. And so I ask everyone in the crowd who has a candle to light that candle and to raise that candle now. My friends, the light that we are sending to America and the world is a very clear and powerful and striking message from the city of Parkland and the people of South Florida, that while we grieve now and we will be together and love one another every single day of the year, that we will equally, by raising our lights, commit ourselves to work together tirelessly, vocally, and every day until we succeed in pressing forward to take the kind of action that is necessary to make sure that no one should ever have to experience what happened here. My friends, God bless you. Let us all work together. Let us be with one another. Hug your neighbors. Tell your children that you love them. We will get through this, and we will forge ahead and make a better day for our community and for America. Thank you very much.
I'm here tonight as a Broward County mom with a 9th grader in a public high school just a little bit south of here. Our hearts are breaking, but our resolve has strengthened. When we leave here tonight as a community, united across our county, across our region, across our state, we need to lock arms and make sure that the losses that our families here in our community have sustained are not in vain. That Ted Deutsch and I don't have to stand on the floor of the United States House of Representatives one more time with a moment of silence, mourning more losses from gun violence. We must hold other people's elected officials accountable. We must make sure that they hear us. The people behind me, they stand with us on these issues. So we will help lead you to help other communities elect people who will do the right thing, who will make sure no one's families ever have to go through this again. And I think it is fitting that the mascot for Stoneman Douglas is the Eagles, the beacon and the strength that is the United States of America. And so from this Cypress Bay Lightning Mom, I tell you tonight, the Eagles will soar again, and we will stand with you every step of the way. Thank you so much.
I'd like to introduce the All right, folks. From the city of Coral Springs, I have Commissioner Vignola, Commissioner Daly, and Commissioner Carter, and myself, Mayor Campbell. This is a vigil for 17 lost souls. And I don't want us to leave here tonight forgetting those 17 lost souls. You know, when the president of the student bodies talked about the parts, you know, these children will be out and adults will be out of sight, but not out of our hearts. We are a community. And 60% of the kids that went to Stoneman Douglas are from Coral Springs. And I want to tell you one little story, and I'm going to shut up because I think we've been here for a long time. Last night, I was watching our first responders come to us, and one of my lieutenants started crying because of what he saw in his high school. He had 2 children, and we all have to remember, we have to remember the kids. So out of sight, but not out of heart. God bless the families, and may the children rest in peace, and may you have peace in the rest of your life. Thank you.
Hello, Parkland community. I'm Mr. Thompson, the proud principal of Stoneman Douglas. My heart goes out to the 14 of my students' families that lost their lives yesterday, and my 3 staff members that lost their life protecting those students in that dreadful afternoon yesterday. I have Miss Coach Rubenstein is here. She's going to come and join me for a minute. I want to let you know that I have received so many emails in the last 2 days, worldwide emails from Australia to Sweden to Denmark, expressing their condolences to me and to the community. I got a call today I talked to the Secretary of Education from the U.S. government. I also talked to the principal from Sandy Hook, who gave me some advice on how to move through this, because this is not something that's in the playbook. So I got some good advice from him, and I'm confident that we're going to move forward and get past this. As everyone's been saying, this is a great community, and we come together as family, and I see no different with this scenario. Coach?
The family is heartbroken and devastated to have lost Nicholas. He was a happy young man full of joy and life. He was passionate about swimming. He was excited to be going to the Indy U to join their swim team. He dreamed of making the Olympic swim team and going to the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. He believed he could accomplish anything as long as he tried his best. He was beyond thrilled to have met the love of his life. He loved his family and friends with all of his heart. The family wishes to thank everyone for all the love and support they've received. They ask to have their privacy respected to be able to deal with their loss. Nicholas will be missed by all who knew and loved him.
And I'll finish with this. There's no doubt in my mind that we will become more positive, more passionate, and even more proud to be an Eagle.
May we continue to remember everybody who lost their lives, and may we always remember to be kind to one another and keep all the families that have been affected in our thoughts and in our prayers. Now we will have Father Jorge from Mary Help of Christians come up.
Querida familia de Parkland, nos ha reunido hoy el Señor y nos hace una invitación, y es a creer en su palabra. Vamos a leer el Salmo 23, salmo que nos va a dar la confianza y la fuerza que necesitamos todos, especialmente las familias de estos jóvenes. El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. El Señor es mi pastor, nada me falta. En verdes praderas me hace recostar. Me conduce hacia fuentes tranquilas y repara mis fuerzas. Me guía por el sendero justo, por el honor de su nombre. Aunque camine por cañadas oscuras, nada temo, porque tú vas conmigo. Tu vara y tu callado me sosiegan. Preparas una mesa ante mí enfrente de mis enemigos. Me unges la cabeza con perfume y mi copa rebosa. Tu bondad y tu misericordia me acompañan todos los días de mi vida, y habitaré en la casa del Señor por años sin término. Gloria al Padre, gloria al Hijo y gloria al Espíritu Santo, como era en un principio, es ahora y siempre, por los siglos de los siglos. Amén. Que la Virgen los acompañe.
The 23rd Psalm. Adonai roi lo esar bin otes yarvitzeni al menuchot Nafshi eshorev, Yanetei b'maglei tzedek, Yanetei b'maglei tzedek, Santa Vashemen Roshi Kosi Ravaya Achtav Vachesed Yedafuni Kol Yamechaya Besafti Babet Adonai Lorech
Psalm chapter 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of the righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you, God, are with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
We're going to close tonight's service and solidarity event with a call to action. All the raw energy in this room, in this field, is unbelievable. Very, very powerful. The lights we've lit tonight have turned darkness into light. But we need to carry that on into tomorrow, into the day after, and the day after that. And so as you leave, you'll notice there are 3 walls of goodness on each side of the stage and one behind the media section that have been decorated by the girls of the Beschaya to leave a post-it note with a specific action that you will do tomorrow and the day after to ensure that the raw emotion we feel now, the intensity of emotion we feel now, does not just dissipate into the air, but is transformed into something real, into something practical that will transform the darkness of our world, the self-centered feelings of too many, into a more loving, a more caring, a more compassionate community of people who care for each other. Good night, my friends. Remember, kindness begins with you. Thank you.
This concludes our Sunset Vigil. May God bless all of us. May God bless Parkland, and may God bless the United States of America.